What are your personal goals for the International Trade Administration during your tenure?
Well, my big goal is that of the president's. About 6 months ago, President Obama put forth the National Export Initiative with a goal of doubling exports, and in doing so, supporting 2 million jobs. So that's his goal is my goal these days. And then within that, helping small and medium-sized companies realize the importance of having export in their business mix. 95% of the world's consumers live outside our borders. And according to the IMF, 87% of the economic growth in the world over the next 5 years will happen outside the United States. So small businesses, medium-sized businesses, and large businesses need to look at exports as an important part of their strategy. And I'd like to help them do that.
And what are some of the specific programs that IT has in place to assist small and mid-sized enterprises as they look to expand their presence overseas and find new markets?
Well, we've just initiated a program I'm very excited about. It's called the New to Market program, which targets small businesses and medium-sized companies that are already exporting, but exporting in a very limited way, perhaps only to 1 or 2 markets. And we've partnered with FedEx, UPS, and the U.S. Postal Service to talk to those clients of theirs that are doing this limited exporting and encourage them to look at the services of the International Trade Administration. And so sales reps for those 3 entities learn about what we can do for their clients and tell them about it. And as they get leads from their conversations and interactions with their customers, we then call them, take the initiative, and say, here are the things we can do. And we can help you from basic research to setting up your meetings if you go on a trip to a particular market, to going on a trade mission. There are lots of things that we can do, and we're very excited about this partnership.
And you mentioned the President's and the administration's ambitious goal of increasing exports substantially over the next few years. Can you tell us a little bit about the National Export Initiative?
Yes. It's the first time, I mean, all presidents have promoted exports. It's a positive thing for the economy. The difference here is that President Obama has elevated this to the cabinet level. So he created the President's Export Promotion Cabinet and has charged that cabinet with engaging in ways that perhaps the federal government never has before. We have 19 federal agencies that have some role to play in export promotion. The agency that I oversee, the International Trade Administration, has perhaps the largest role in export promotion, but 18 others also have a role. So he's created a better opportunity for coordination. He's asked his cabinet members to engage in commercial advocacy, something that was normally left to the Secretary of Commerce, myself, Secretary of State, and that's about it. Now, any cabinet member that goes overseas is charged with taking with them talking points and advocacy points, if you will, for commercial diplomacy. Secretary of State Clinton has sent out a directive to all of the ambassadors around the world saying that part of their performance measures will be based on the extent to which they do commercial diplomacy. So he's taken the role of export promotion to a whole new level, and we're all very excited about it.
The 180-day report was just released by the President with an update for the National Export Initiative. Can you tell us a little bit about the updates?
Yes, well, the President wanted to make sure that the initiative had a lot of substance. And so part of his initiative calls for us to give him a report, which we are delivering almost as we speak. And the report talks about all the different things that the agencies that have some role to play in export promotion are doing, how we're coordinating as a government, and our successes to date. So our successes show the $11.5 billion in U.S. content from our advocacy efforts. It talks about the 19 trade missions with 150 companies that have gone abroad. It talks about the thousands of international buyers that we have brought to the United States to attend trade fairs and trade shows. It talks about the engagement we've had with our trade partners to reduce barriers. We have work that we do alongside our sister agency, the U.S. Trade Representative, to reduce trade barriers, and so a lot of work has gone into that. So this is a little bit of what the report has and what the President will be reading.